All right, willkommen, bienvenue. Welcome to our next segment of the series. What you are looking at is the old PC that the client brought last month that we took some parts out of, but is still mostly intact. And so the next part of this video is going to be phase 3 of this project, where we strip this PC down, clean it, build it back up, and repurpose it as a emulation PC, much like Epona over there. So we're going to basically do the same thing. We're going to do Batocera. We're going to put a bunch of SSDs in it. We're going to load it up with emulators and games, and it should be a pretty fun PC to use for that purpose. So what we're looking at here is a vintage 2012 ATX tower. It's definitely a full-size tower. It's got some really nice features, especially for the time period. You can see the optical drive there. One thing that I thought was really cool, it has server-style hard drive cages in the front, just pop and go. Thought that was really cool. We got two what looked to be 120 millimeter fans there. Overall, when I was looking at this case, it's in really good shape. So two gigantic. They're bigger than 140s. I don't know if they're 180s or not quite, but there's two fans here on the side, two small acrylic side panel windows. Up here by the front panel, you'll see we do have some damage. I don't know what caused this, but the left two USBs, the two audio jacks, and then everything but the eSAT has basically been recessed back into the case. I haven't gotten a chance to look at why that is. I'm hoping that there's just something that needs to be reattached or can even be jerry-rigged in some way that we can get this front panel back. So we're going to look at that when we're doing the internal strip and clean. Moving on to the rear. Despite the age of the case, it does have a traditional floor-mounted PSU. So that's good. Nothing crazy there. We got an old Wi-Fi card. I don't think we're going to use that. I think we're going to be using a different one that the client provided. Plenty of rear I/O. Lots of USB ports. Love to see that. Looks like this started life as a CyberPower PC. And then the other side panel, we do have another side fan right here. So if at all possible, I'm going to make sure we save all those. But we will give everything a good cleaning. Now, if I can get these thumb screws off. We'll open her up and take a look at the inside. So as you can see, these two fans are connected via a Molex plug to the power supply. So we'll be doing a clean on those. And then if we look inside the interior here, let me put my light on. Okay, so a old but venerable Cooler Master 1000 watt power supply. It is fully modular, which is really nice. That was a premium feature back in the day. This case does have a light up LED strip of some kind. So hopefully that can still work. I actually haven't had this powered on since the client brought it down, so I don't even know if it does work. I think it does. Cool thing about this drive cage, all of the SATA and power ports are right here, right as you will. So that's pretty neat. So we don't have to worry about the power considerations for those. I am a little worried about the Molex to SATA plugs. That's something we're going to have to navigate, but we'll look into that as the build progresses. The board is a Gigabyte X79 chipset. I don't know what the CPU is yet because I haven't taken off this 120mm radiator. So I don't know what processor we're dealing with, but it's Intel 2011. And I know the system's from around 2012-ish. So that kind of narrows it down. It's probably not going to be 4th gen. It's probably, I'm guessing, at 2nd or 3rd gen Intel, but we'll find out. There's our Wi-Fi card. And I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is this bottom thing. It's this green button with a switch on it. It's connecting to these ketchup and mustard wires going back. So a lot of discovery still to be done in this case, for sure. We're going to have to figure out how to get into the top panel because there's some serious dust on these top fans. That's pretty gross. We're going to want to get to that. Optical drive looks pretty good. All the dust is pretty cursory, just a regular surface layer, what you'd expect. So this PC looks like it was very well cared for. So I'm optimistic that with some new thermal paste that this cooler is still okay. And it sounds like other than just, wear and tear and, from aging. And I mean, this was, the client was using this as their primary gaming PC for many, many years. So we're not asking that much from it. We're just asking it to be a Linux emulator. So I think in terms of performance, it should be very similar to Epona, especially because the chipset and the GPU are very similar in terms of age. So that's what I'm hoping for. As you can see, we've already got 4 SATA cables, 5 actually, if you count this one. So I shouldn't have to donate any SATA cables, I hope. Maybe 1, maybe 2. We're going to be putting in 4 SSDs and 1 mechanical drive. Luckily, as you can see, we have cages for days, so that won't be a problem. And yeah, no, we shouldn't have to do anything weird for drive mounting. It should all just fit right here. We might run into some screw problems, but I've got plenty of old case screws lying around, so I just got to dig them out. It does have a USB 3 header, so no problem there. And it looks like both of the USB 2 headers are used up, but that's okay because our Bluetooth and our Wi-Fi, I think, are just going to be USB. So that's just the intro. Tonight I'm going to start taking parts off and taking things apart, and we'll see how it goes. I will post another update once we have completed the strip down with my findings.